here for assignment number 12. And let's see. So let's start with the two games I played. And the first was, or I just watched gameplays, by the way. Watched Protetius. And regarding the space, the game has layers of independently moving planes, like Mario. The game character has freedom to walk around in all directions, look up and down, and interact relatively freely with the environment. For the player, this gives them the power to curiously interact with his or her surroundings, making a subjective experience that's more evolved than following the course of a movie or even a game's diegetic narrative. So I don't know where I was going off there, but pretty much that you walk around and there's cubicle kind of graphics, and you seem to just interact with the environment as it changes seasons and such. And as I read more about it, it looks like they had a argument um, saying that maybe it wasn't a game because there was no objective, but someone argued that the objective, or like that your action was to walk, and the objective was to interact with your surroundings. Time. So in-game time affects the season's movement of inanimate objects such as rain falling or sun moving. Didn't seem like the game character itself was affected much by time. The player may find themselves in their curiosity interacting with the environment differently, whether it be day or not, summer or fall. And then second game I played was Eidolon and the space. The space seems a lot like Protetius with what appears to be layers of independently moving planes. The graphics seem a lot better, and the character has more functions to interact with, like jumping or using your binoculars. With more freedom to interact, the player's curiosity and ambition to play the game rises, and with it, the time spent playing. So, for time, there is weather and changes from day to night, which submerge the player into this feeling of time passing. This is the stasis of far off objects, or there is a stasis of far off objects and movement of things closer, or things that move like the clouds or the sun. The game character is affected by these factors like night, day, sun, rain, or even just imagery in ways that change the way the character plays. And some tasks may be easier to do during certain times of the day, and or the character may be affected by the rain coming down to make it hard to shoot his bow and arrow. The player may just want to take a moment of time to observe the changing imagery of the environment. And also in this game, you could like use your bow and arrow, and looks like you were like picking up parts of a journal or something, or like putting some pieces together. Anyways, there's a lot more to interact with, making the time spent potentially a lot bigger than the previous game. And then as for things I want to add to my game, I found a bunch of sounds. Let's see, I'll have them all for you guys to check out, but I have some for like survival wind bell, a moral wind bell, which between these two and these other two options, I don't know whether I want to go with something longer, like a 10-second kind of like you're winning, because like I said, I wanted to make it so you can win in two different ways, if that makes sense. The one where you're surviving completely, and the other where you're taking a more moral route. And I don't know exactly how I want to have that feedback sent back so that the player has a recognition that they're winning, yet there's also a difference in the feedback. So one of my bells is really kind of deep sounding, the other is kind of more high pitched. And then also I picked up some other stuff like for death. a credit sound, kind of like a traumatic scene, ambience, ambience for dialogue, some stuff for the credits. I don't. Anyways, I'll have all this stuff posted up so you guys can check it out, and that'll be it. Thanks for watching.